everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
But I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her. She used to go backstage and stuff like that. I remember we walked through this long ass venue. It was a bunch of people on stage doing concerts and stuff like that. We walked all the way to the back, and I guess it was like Ludacris backstage where she was dating Ludacris at the time. We go back there, she see the nigga, and then we leave. And then it was the same situation where she was dating T.I. We went to Cascade for King's birthday. We went to the back to see King open his presents and stuff like that, and then we left. She didn't even buy us skates or nothing. And what's crazy is T.I. bought out the venue. We could have got skates for free. It's just the fact that she was showing us off like a purse because she looked so young that she had to prove to the that she was that she had kids so she could get more money out the and she wasn't even helping us with the money. Wasn't even paying bills or nothing like that with the money because my stepdad was paying the bills, but he wasn't staying with my mom because she would force him to stay with his mom or stay wherever he was staying because she didn't want him staying in the house so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad while my dad was cheating on my stepmom, and then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom and then be bullshitting and stuff like that where they was emailing back and forth and shit, talking about they was finna get married and my stepmom caught that goofy ass. And then they ended up having to fall out and stuff like that because of my stepmom because he had to get his shit together. Whole time she's still doing this shit back and forth with these rappers and stuff like that behind my stepdad back while he paying her bills. And she leaving, doing red carpet events and shit like that. I don't know what the she was explaining to him, but we was at the house by ourselves where he couldn't come watch us and shit like that because she didn't want him to know what what she had going on. So we would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting for her to get home. And this bitch on planes going across the country, doing red carpet events, meeting up with Gucci Mane and T.I. and all these people where I remember at one point in her life, she was just a threesome for T.I. and Tiny where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. And then she had Bow Wow friend Cleo, the nigga from Zero. He had took me to Chick-fil-A and gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that, told me that I need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard. No the fuck she not. This bitch giving out coochie. That's all she was doing. That bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going on her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty. And then I remember it was a time where she brought us around Gorilla Zone and shit like that and was trying to introduce us to this man and we didn't know who he was. So she had to apologize to the nigga because she felt bad that we didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, nobody give a fuck. We need our mom. We want you to take care of us. What's wrong with you? But y'all keep asking me about my mom and shit, so I'm finna tell y'all more stories. Man, it's too many of them, so I'm finna just start off with one of them. Alright, I remember one day I was sleeping. I was scared of the dark when I was little, so I was sleeping in my sister's room. I ended up getting my ass whooped out my sleep where I just woke up and my mom was hitting me. And then she dragged me down 2 flights of stairs. And then she dragged me past the front door into the hallway by the laundry room. She picked me up by my neck and my feet was off the ground. My head was touching the wall. She was choking me out until I couldn't breathe. And then she dropped me and told me that I needed to do my chores, talking about why is there dishes in the sink and why is there laundry in the laundry room. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old or something like that. I didn't even know how to do laundry. She never even taught us how to do laundry. Mind you, we never even learned manners and shit until I went to my stepmom's house. Like, we was just chewing with our mouth open, putting our elbows on the table, doing stuff like that. We're like, I remember my stepmom even taught us when we get out the shower to step on the towel so that we don't get the floor wet and shit, because we just used to leave the floor wet and she got tired of that shit. But I remember I just sat there all night crying because I didn't know how to do laundry. So I just sat there folding the laundry after I got done doing the dishes, and my mom just went to sleep and then woke up in the morning and acted like everything was normal. And I just had to deal with that shit. There was nothing that I could do. I couldn't go back to sleep. I couldn't get up and go to my room because I feel like if she would have heard me walk up the stairs, she would have choked me again. I remember back in 2016, I think I was about 16, 17 years old. My mom, she let a felon come stay with her because she was jumping around niggas and stuff like that. She was at the end of her rope, so she was just with random ass regular niggas because she couldn't get one of these rich niggas to take care of her. So she ended up having this nigga who sell drugs come live with us. Where he wasn't living with us, but she was my mama. So She told me that I need to start selling weed so that I can make rent, so that I can take care of bills in the house and shit, because she wasn't finna have no grown men around the house not paying bills or just being in the house just to be in the house. She basically said I was gonna have to get my own house and shit like that because I was a grown ass man. So she told this man that he was gonna have to front me weed and stuff for me to go outside and sell weed. And so I wasn't selling no weed and shit like that. Me and my friends was smoking all the weed, and I would just go back to the nigga and go grab more weed and shit like that. And he would ask my mom like where the money at, and she told the nigga, I guess like I'm collecting all the money to give him the money all at once and shit. The whole time I wasn't doing that shit. I ended up, one time they wasn't at the house, I ended up going in her room, and I'm just supposing because I don't really know. I know she didn't have no gun, but so I'm assuming that it was his shit. It was a gun in there and it was 2 iPhones. I'm finna drop the pictures because I got pictures of the shit in there when I took his shit. I took that nigga gun and I took his phones and shit, and the nigga didn't never ask me for the shit. He must have asked my mom about it and shit because the shit went missing. But nobody ever came to me about the shit. I just know every time I was around, he would like ask my mom about the money and shit, or ask stuff about it and shit, and nothing would ever come of it. I would just go up to him and ask him for more weed, and me and my friends would be in the room. We was like 3-4 deep. We'd just be in there smoking his shit. Sometimes I'd take a little half of the bag and go sell it to the white boys at my school and shit like that, so I could have some money to get on the bus or buy some more weed. But realistically, I was in a situation where I finessed this gun in his iPhones because she tried to put me in a situation where she told me to sell drugs for the rent, which I wasn't finna do, and nobody was finna force me to do shit because I do what the fuck I want. And ever since, like, man, y'all seen the story and shit like that when I told y'all I be smoking in my mama's house. It was the same situation. I mean, it was the same year. The whole time I got tired of her and shit like that. When I said I'm just not finna listen to her rules no more, this is the same time. I'm gonna drop the pictures, y'all gonna see. Alright, since people don't believe my mom was a video vixen, I don't have no pictures of the situation because I don't know how the fuck I would have got pictures of the situation as a child. I was like 7 years old. But I vividly remember I got in the car with my mom. She took me only. We pull up to Chick-fil-A and a black SUV pulled up, and I guess Bow Wow was in the back seat because when the window rolled down, I seen him in the back seat, but he didn't get out the car. My mom walked up to the car and was talking to him and stuff like that. I'm supposed that he was supposed to get out the car because they were supposed to be talking to me to give me some like inspirational speech or whatever to tell me to be a better kid. So Cleo Thomas got out the car, Zero from home. He got out the car, take me in the Chick-fil-A in the Chick-fil-A play place and shit like that after he had bought me a meal. I sat down, I think I took a couple bites of the sandwich or some chicken nuggets or some shit like that, and I went to go play and shit, but he went, I guess, I don't know what the fuck, my mom must have been with Bow Wow in the car or some shit like that, because now that I'm thinking about it, it was like too much time and shit like that. It don't make sense that me and him was in there that long just sitting there, and then he came and sat me down and gave me this long ass speech about how my mom working hard and trying to get stuff together for us and stuff like that, and that I'm just being too hard on her and shit, where because I was such a bad kid, she was dealing with so much, and that he was telling me that I need to be a better kid for her because she going out her way to do so much for us. Whole time she ain't never do nothing for us with the money that she was getting from rich ass and stuff like that. And I literally just right now got to a realization that she was probably Bow Wow in that car because it was just too much time. And I ain't think about it because I was happy. I just got to play in a little play place. I got some food and shit like that. And then like I didn't even notice who he was at first until I got a little bit older and shit. But I remember I commented on this shit on Instagram and he liked my shit, so I know he remembered me. But at the end of the day, I swear she had to be Bow Wow in that situation when I was sitting in that Chick-fil-A talking to Cleo Thomas. Where I'm like, I don't understand why he talking to me right now because I'm still finna do what the fuck I want to do. Because I just was a badass kid. It was nothing that you could do. But at the end of the day, she was in that car Bow Wow. Yeah, the reason why I know all this information about my mom is because she told us. She literally sat us in the bed and was crying and shit like that over the emails that my dad sent and her sent to each other when they was cheating on they significant others and shit. Where she literally told us the situation, and then I had to live through it where we was going through court and shit like that because she sent me back to my dad's house, and my stepmom was abusing me because of what my mom did to her. And she resented my mom and shit like that, where she was a good stepmom at first, but then my mom pissed her off, so she started abusing me and putting me in situations where she thought, since I was on my mom's team and shit like that, she told my dad that I couldn't have a house key and I couldn't eat at her house. So I had to stay with other people, like my friends and stuff like that. Or I would go to her mom's house, my granny house, and I would just be over there with her brothers and her sisters and stuff. And that's where I would stay most of my time. Sometimes I stayed over there so long, I would get ready for school and go to school from their house. But it was a situation where we was all in the bed. She pulled the laptop out and she was showing us the emails that she sent back and forth with my dad that my stepmom read of them cheating with each other, where my dad would drive all the way from Michigan to Georgia to f my mom, knowing that she was with my stepdad and he was her in his house, and he had a back at home. And it was a situation where he didn't even know that she was with all these rappers and stuff. She was telling my dad that they was finna get married and all of this, but she's a bum. So my dad knew that that shit was never finna happen, because how is we finna get married if you getting taken care of by other niggas? And he know how she is. So it was a situation where, because he was getting taken care of by my stepmom and she was getting taken care of by my stepdad, they both was in situations where they couldn't take care of themselves. So they knew they wasn't finna get married, so they were just gonna keep on each other. If they wouldn't have got caught, this shit would have continued to happen. I remember my dad would bring my cousin all the way down from, all the way down from Michigan and shit like that, where he would be playing with us and stuff like that, while my dad was in the room f***ing my mom. And then we thought it was just family time and stuff like that. We thought, oh, it's cool because, you know, my cousins is here, you know, we get to have fun and shit like that, and we get to see our dad. No, that nigga was in there f***ing my mom and sleeping at our house, and then he would leave in the morning so that my stepdad wouldn't catch him. That's why she tell us everything that I've ever known and shit like that is because she told us, because she act like her kids is her friends and shit like that. This the same bitch who, when we was younger, she pulled out a Polaroid picture and showed us a picture of her stripping on the pole, booty ass naked. Told us, oh yeah, things ain't as easy as they seem. Do this paint a good enough picture for the that I had to be raised by? Because really, I wasn't even raised. She kicked me out when I was about 9 years old. So I really raised myself because my stepmom had me out on the streets. That's why I was out robbing niggas and stealing niggas and like toting guns and shit like that. And I've been smoking since I was 11 years old. Alright. It was a situation where when I was younger, I don't know where my brother got this money from, but he had $7 and he had hid it in his pillowcase. And he lost it because he hid it in his pillowcase and he forgot. And so he told my mom, and guess what she did? She came to me and she said, where the f is your brother money at? Because I know you stole it, because you the only thief in this house. And she beat my ass over money that he lost. And guess what? He went back in his room, looked at his pillowcase, and found it. You think she apologized? No. She did not come back to me and apologize for beating my ass over money that I did not steal, after I told her that I did not steal that money. And she said, why the f is you lying? I know you stole that money because you the only one who's stealing this bitch. So give me the money or I'm finna whoop your ass. And she beat the shit out of me over $7 that I did not have. Never took his money and never went out my way to steal from my brother. I remember it was a situation where, because my brother had an Xbox that his granny bought him, he got that for his birthday. I wanted to play with him because I wanted to just bond with my brother and shit like that. This nigga got mad because I grabbed the controller and tried to play Halo with him. He literally pushed me through the wall. Like it wasn't no beam there and shit like that. So I went through the wall, and she told him that he was gonna have to replaster the wall and stuff like that. She never did that. She could pay for it and have somebody come fix the wall and shit. She would have had me replaster the wall though. If I was in that situation and I pushed my brother through the wall, I would have been working on that wall and had to replaster that wall myself. I don't know why she treat me like that out of all her kids, but she never treated her oldest like that and never treated her youngest like that. My sister was the princess because she was the only female. So she got everything she ever wanted. And she told us that as her older brothers that we need to protect her and that we need to, surround her with love and protection and shit, where she don't go through nothing or see nothing. And we just gonna be the boundary and barrier for her to where everything that we go through, she not gonna see that shit. And my sister used to chase us around with knives and shit and try to stab us because this dumbass let her do whatever the f she wanted to do. It was another situation when I was homeless with my mom. We was staying with one of her friends and he got mad because she didn't want to f him. So he tried to kick me out the house and shit because he said that it wasn't gonna be no grown men in his house that's not working a job. But we lived in Rex, Georgia with the at the time, and I had to walk to go find jobs. So, and the only jobs around was like Dollar General or a gas station or something like that. Whole time I would have to wait to let my application go through and for them to approve it to get a job and shit like that. But the nigga kept getting mad at me. He was like, ain't no grown ass men finna be smoking weed in my house and shit like that, where you ain't got no job or nothing like that, cause my mom wasn't giving him no coochie, and he got mad. He thought, oh, I'm finna have them come over here and let them stay over here and shit like that. Everything gonna be cool. Where when we first came, the first couple weeks, he was smoking with me and my mom. He would let me play his PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. He was showing me where the controllers was. I remember he took me outside to fix a tire on his car, and then he let me drive the car and stuff like that, because he was like, man, all grown men should know how to fix a tire. All grown men should know how to drive a car. Your dad ain't never taught you how to drive and shit. And I was like, no, my dad ain't never really been in my life or never taught me nothing. So he was going out his way to do stuff because he thought my mom was finna give him some coochie. And she was going in the situation thinking, oh, I'm just finna pay rent and give him money and stuff like that so that we can stay here, because I'm, you know, me and my son is in a situation where we trying to get out the situation. And she thought that they was friends. Whole time it was just some situation where he wanted to fuck her, and they've been knowing each other for so long, and he didn't get the fuck to where he like, oh, this is my chance. And the nigga ended up kicking us out and stuff like that because my mom wouldn't give him no sex and shit, to where she was trying to pay rent. We ended up going to another one of her friends' house where this African did the same shit to me because my mom wouldn't fuck him. So they made me get a job at a car wash where I had to, we lived in Douglasville at the time. I had to walk all the way to this car wash, all the way over from the complex and shit like that, where there's no sidewalks. I even had to steal a bike and shit like that so that I could get around, but still there's no sidewalks. So I'm just riding the bike on the grass because I'm not trying to get hit by a car, where she keep putting me in these situations over and over and over, and I keep dealing with this shit based on she's my mom. But at that time, that's when I finally got tired of that shit, and I just decided I'm finna move to Michigan and just leave her at. I had told her I was finna go on a trip with my friends. I ended up getting on the plane and going to Michigan and just.
If y'all know Douglasville, they got goddamn, I had it on mute. They got goddamn street lights that hang over the damn, they don't even hang on they don't even have like street lights, the poles. They have them hanging on wires that go across the damn highway. And there's no sidewalks. It's the outskirts of Atlanta. It's not even in Atlanta. It's like outside of Atlanta, like way outside. And if you live out there and you got to ride a bike anywhere, it's far distance if you got to go anywhere. So yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Leaving, she was like, you could have just told me that you was leaving and that you was finna move back to Michigan. I wouldn't even have been mad. She would have been so mad, she would have took my stuff and she would have tried to stop me from leaving. I already know how that shit go. That's why I had to lie to her to tell her that I was going on a trip with my friends so that I could actually get the f away from her. Alrighty then, I just remembered another story. So I remember after my mom and my stepdad broke up, his brother, my uncle, tried to hit on my mom and tried to get with her and stuff like that. Then they work at IBM. He done made millions of dollars or whatever. He got good money and shit. This goofy nigga done cheated on his good wife, who done gave him a baby and stuff like that, then stuck through it, you know, with him and shit. She was a good lady. He cheated on her with a crackhead and got the crackhead pregnant and had to, you know, obviously there was proof. So he had to own up to this shit. The crackhead ended up dying. And he ended up having to take care of this baby by himself, which then he was trying to get with my mama and stuff like that after the fact of her breaking up with his brother, when she then even tried to get with his daddy because she was trying to find the nigga who got the most money. So because they know that she throw that coochie out there, they was hitting on her and stuff like that and putting themselves out there to let her know, hey, I'm trying to fuck with you and shit. You come over here and fuck with me, I'll take care of your kids, or I'll take care of you, and da da da. Or actually, it's probably just a I'll take care of you situation because we was grown at the time. So I feel like he just wanted to fuck on our mom and shit like that and just have his turn. That's really what it was. And I feel like she was just trying to pick the best nigga, where she ended up in a situation, and she told me this herself. She told me that they used to go to the club and that she was trying to get him and stuff like that, and that she didn't want to get with him because he's a lame and he has no swag and shit like that, and she don't like the way that he act. And she don't like the way that he present himself because he has no game. And I'm like, he has money, which you don't have. So at the end of the day, you can't be making decisions like this about that you think is lame and shit like that because he's a nerd. It was the same another situation like this where just recently this bitch was with this fat nigga who getting money and shit like that, taking this bitch to different countries and stuff, and she was talking shit about him, calling him fat and stuff, and he broke up with her stupid ass and left her out on the street because she kept talking shit about him. He was talking shit about him because just like her sons, she thought that he was gonna get himself together and be a better man or do what he needed to do to make himself look better for her because she was talking shit about him.
Damn. Hey, shout out to Mood Dollars. Hey, what it do, everyday people, man? We live in the chat, man. All right. Bro, this bro done went through so much crap with his mama. Like, the trauma is crazy. I would have been like, I don't know what I would have been like. I probably would have been like him. You know? Like, the sad situation. You know, when you got a parent that don't really give a damn about you. It's not only you got one parent that don't give a damn about you got two. The worst part about this, man, is that there's a lot of people in the chat, in the comment section, that feel the same way. They be like, damn, you're telling my story. You know, this is the craziest stuff I done seen. Like, him just going off on his mama is crazy. And all these videos is from like the last 24 hours. He just telling every story about his mama because people tuning in. And it's craziest, man. That's what I said before I started this video. I said, man, go hug your mama. If you got a good mama, go hug her. Because you going to want, after hearing this story, you going to want to hug your mama, man. You know, but he don't even know. He told on a lot of people. He dry snitched on a lot of rappers, you know, well, only a couple of them. Ludacris, T.I., Bow Wow, but you don't know what they was going through in their situations. I know Ludacris took his kid from his wife, so I don't know what time that was or what year that was, but Ludacris may have had something going on, and not no more. And then Bow Wow, you know, Bow Wow. He like the industry hoe. He done been with all the bad chicks. He had some bad chicks. And who else? Gorilla Zoe, Gucci Mane. Damn. If she was messing with Gucci Mane, she was messing with crazy Gucci Mane too. And then, you know, just like this last story, he was like, you know, she didn't have nothing to live on, but she was worried about if dudes are lame. And that's the problem. It's like men, even though these men were going after whores, but see, that's the lameness in a man. The lame part in a man is that he'll go after a whore and he got so much to lose and he's sleeping with crackheads and he got millions of dollars. Like, that's the lame shit lames do. But women claim they want a man with swag and want a man with this and that, but y'all don't know how many other women want these same dudes while y'all passing on the lame dude and y'all treating them like crap, man. Those are the mans y'all need to be living for and taking care of, because those men don't come around that often. But the ones that's out here got all the swag, know how to talk, know how to walk, know how to dress, you know, get money here and there and all this stuff, and they just showing themselves. Man, they not. You think you the only one? You think you the only one that these man? I'm done telling on myself. Y'all say I tell on myself too much. I be lying. But I'm a one woman man. You know what I'm saying? I don't never be doing nothing. When I'm in a relationship, I'm faithful to the core. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Let me know what y'all think about this crazy life situation in the comment section.